Welcome to Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last, the broadcast. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, my beautiful bride.
Dee.
All right. So first thing we talked about was we're grateful you're here. We're grateful for the book. We're encouraging everybody to get multiple copies. We're grateful for the people all around the country who are able to access the book. We talked about the fact we're going to do an event. Many of you have been saying, that 30 minutes was not enough time. You needed more time for us to be able to communicate with you. We're going to have an event.
So yes, if everyone can hear.
Facebook. Okay, good. They're good now. Okay. So we're going to have an event on the 19th. It's a event, a start of a series that we want to do.
People sign up.
And we want people to sign, if people sign up.
Yeah.
And it's a start of a series if people sign up. And that is reasons, the biggest relationship
mistakes and how to fix it.
Okay, the biggest relationship and marriage mistakes that people make and how to fix it, okay? The biggest marriage and relationship mistakes that people make and how to fix it. It's $20 for this introductory session, this first session, $20. Send us an email at info@williejolly.com. Info, I-N-F-O @williejolly.com. And say, I'm interested, I want to come. But it's a 2-hour event, 7 to 9 on a Tuesday night.
It's on Zoom.
On Zoom,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Okay.
And
we'll send details and everything.
Right.
So we're trying to figure
So
out
I'm
if
sorry.
there's interest.
All right, next, let's talk about.
Okay, and our topic is
yes,
why fighting or arguing or disagreeing via text can ruin your relationship. Why fighting, arguing, or disagreeing via text can ruin your relationship. And Terrence says it works well with business, but not with relationships. I don't think it works well with business. It does not for me and what I have to deal with. And I deal with different media pieces. It doesn't work well for me because I cannot hear the tone of the voice.
All right. So text, when it was created, was for short messages so that you wouldn't have to call with the little short messages, i.e. in a relationship, or in a business, I'm running 10 minutes late, stuck in traffic, boom. In relationship, I'll pick up the kids today, or I'll pick up dinner. Little pithy relationship. I mean, pithy conversations. Sherry can't hear it on an iPad. That might be your iPad, Sherry, because if you hear it on your phone, then that sound's coming through. But anyway, that's what it's supposed to be, short communication to give a quick message that can be relayed. It's not for the long discourses. It's not for long messages. And for sure, it's not for arguing. Oh, no. And that is what we experience. So here's what came to be. A friend of mine, he and his significant other were having some issues, and I told him very specifically, here's how y'all fix it, and here's what you say to her, and say it sweetly with love dripping off your voice. I didn't say that, but that's what I intended. And my thought was, just say it with love. You can communicate with love, your feelings, how we work through this. Homeboy goes back and doesn't have a conversation and sends a text. And it goes sideways because of where she was in the relationship at that moment and what she was thinking.
The voice that she heard was not the voice that he meant to communicate.
There you go.
Okay.
And it went sideways. I said, when he told me, I said, you sent it by text? You communicated by text?
And he is another generation.
He is, but not that far off. But so to go back to Terrence's point. Thank you, Linda and Greg. They're traveling across PA. Wow. Thank y'all for joining us. And thank you, Sherry, for letting us know, and all the others who are joining us. Now, let's talk about this, folks. I'm saying to you, you should never have your text be the place where you throw out your anger,
and why?
Why? Well, let's start with this.
With why?
Let me start with why.
Because we have such a large swath of people. This is how you communicate quickly, because you don't want to talk on the phone. And
it could be a boondoggle. Now, let me tell you something we taught in our class at First Baptist Church of Glenard. And we are members of First Baptist Church of Glenard in Maryland. Great church. I encourage everybody to join us online at First Baptist Church.
Join our church. to listen to the service.
Yeah, and
Not
well, join us on online with the services. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Great pastor, great message. Anyway, they asked us to teach a course on communicating as people of faith. And so we taught about how there are some things that should never be sent via email or text because not because of your want to get it off quickly, but because of the way that the person heard it on the other end. And we talked about there's some things that cannot be communicated by written visual words.
People hear in their own voice.
That's right. And
people hear
and they
in
hear
their own
and
voice.
There's power in reflection. Oh yeah, First Baptist of Highland Park is our friends too. That's right. I love the pastor there. He's my dear friend. So thank you for sharing that, Sherry. So that's another one. First Baptist of Highland Park. That guy is an incredible preacher. Now, here's what people hear. Inflection can make the difference. And here's what we taught from my friend Bert Decker. Al Walker would know about Bert Decker, a member of the National Speakers Association, great man of faith, great communicator, and great educator on communication skills. He taught that there's called the 6 words that can be misconstrued depending on inflection. I didn't say you stole, 7 words, that car. 7 words, seven words. I didn't say you stole that car. Here we go. I didn't say you stole that car. 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 Notice when I changed the inflection on each word, the whole meaning of the sentence changed. Folks, that is impossible to convey in text or email. That's why you should never.
Even if you bold and underline?
Never, because they still want to hear it in their own voice. That's why the power of words, the power of the spoken word is so powerful. And so we encourage people to never, ever argue by text. So this guy argued by text. It goes sideways, and it really goes sideways. And it's just bad. And I said, that was not what I wanted you to do.
So this is a major lesson.
So let's go through it. Yeah.
I'm saying this is a major lesson for all of us because I never really thought about that because we actually verbalize.
We talk to each other.
And the other younger generations don't necessarily do that.
Wow.
So it then becomes important for us to act as reminders of the importance of the verbal communication.
Yep. So folks.
And even now you have the gaming. They're not actually talking, right?
Sometimes they do have headsets on. So that's
slightly different.
Yeah, but texting, okay, texting and email. But let's talk about texting. I've seen people have violent conversations, and
I can't text. I can't.
Mean spirit.
Okay.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and we want to talk about text messages. They never die.
I said they live on forever.
Live on forever. Now, see, Terrence says, on my work form, which is new, when it's time to do an evaluation, there's a box that says others can say, if you check it, your evaluation will be done via email or text.
Wow.
So you want to not have, you don't want to have something that could be misconstrued. So you got some real good content here. Go ahead.
So I think that's kind of lazy that you would say, oh, I will. It was meant originally to be something, a quick way, something short and fast.
Fast and pithy.
But how do you do a whole evaluation?
Well, I don't know.
Wow. Okay. So texting for thoughts of love, words of admiration, appreciation.
I text you I love
thoughts,
you sometimes.
Yes, you do. Positive thoughts, emojis, and things that make you feel good.
I say,
right?
Don't I tell you turn me on?
Yes, dear.
By text?
Yes, dear.
And I want to get next to you?
Yes, dear.
Mm.
Don't try to resolve a conflict via text. And why is that? Because your words get misconstrued because you can only hear it in your own voice and you're already upset. Also be aware that when you're in a heated conversation via text and the person doesn't respond immediately, their time frame might not be your time frame. Because sometimes people are disagreeing and somebody is at work or somebody has another interruption. Then you're upset because the person didn't text you back quickly, right?
Right.
All right. Also, don't backbite.
Ooh, don't backbite. What does that mean?
Which means they said it, and I got to respond quickly, right?
Ooh.
And it gets out of it just is totally out of control, right?
Yeah.
Text is also very impulsive. You said this, you said that gets into the idea of the backbiting. I can quickly, that came to mind, so I'll say that.
And you know what? And it's and the text messaging just stays around. Let me give a shout
It
out.
lasts forever.
Shout out. Bradley Thomas just says same thing happens with written transcripts of court testimony.
Huh.
That somebody's inflection, their emotion is not able to be conveyed. By the way, folks, I want y'all, if you're Washington, D.C. residents, to go to votebradleythomas.com. Votebradleythomas.com. He's our dear friend. We've been friends for over half a century. And he's running for the City Council of Washington, D.C. at large. Good man. He's focused on people, principles, and progress. So go to votebradleythomas.com. Learn more about what he's doing and the great job he wants to bring to the Washington area. He'll do a great job for Washingtonians because he's a fourth-generation Washingtonian and a man of character. All right, look, it says the same thing happened in court transcripts. And
Because you
Terrence
can't tell the inflection.
And then, well, Terrence said it takes all the emotion out. That's exactly it, Terrence. You can't hear the inflections. You can't hear the emotion. You can't hear what people are saying. So I didn't say you stole that car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a whole nother thing. So what are the things that can happen from that? And why must you stop doing it? And what you must have discipline. We go back to discipline, folks. I said it over and over.
Discipline or self-control. So it's easy to argue via text because you can quickly respond when you really should delay and think about what you're going to say.
That's right. You should think. And if you're on a conversation with somebody face to face, you hopefully think about something before you say it.
But you'll see their
face.
facial expressions.
That's right.
You can see if what you said hurt their feelings.
You can see their
and that
eyebrows.
might not have been your intent to hurt them with certain words.
Eyebrows.
But it just
you see all sorts of,
going,
and it goes on and on and on and on.
Okay. Emotions are misunderstood.
What Terrence just said.
Because you can't tell from the words. But I said you can use punctuation, but then that might not work either. I get accused sometimes when I write and I put exclamation marks and Cheryl says you're hollering. Different generation.
Terrence, we'll get to that question soon. That's a whole. When I go into that, answer your question about the woman who made more money than her husband and how that. Oh, that's a whole.
That's enough. Okay.
We can't go into that now.
Okay. Next is it's easy to make mistakes when you text, and if you have autocorrect. How about that?
There have been some things in autocorrect that were bad words that I didn't mean to say. I was saying.
Well, they don't know.
Shout at you later.
They don't know you didn't mean to say it, but you're trying to respond so quickly to one-up-men the person.
That's right.
That you make mistakes.
That's right.
Thumbs don't work.
Right.
Quite right. Okay. Texting is unreliable. What if there is a delay with the server? You know how sometimes stuff gets backed up or it's offline or something happens. We so rely on the technology.
I've had time when people say, I text you. I said, I never got it. I mean, it has happened. Not often, but it does happen. Yeah.
Okay. And then how do you
safely
end the conversation if you're fighting? I'll take it. Okay, sweetie, I'll talk about that with you at home. There's no safe way to end the conversation when you're fighting via text. Right?
Yep. Bradley said, check out the scene from My Cousin Vinny. What did the defendant say? He said, I shot the clerk. The question mark was not expressed in the reading of the transcript. He really responded in disbelief. And I shot the clerk? It's about how that transcript was written. And so, folks, emotion. Does the voice go up or go down?
So even the court stenographer
can make a mistake.
What do you do?
Here's what you do. When in law, I can't tell you what to do. But in relationships, I have learned to not put anything in text that I want to come back and bite me. And I've had some. I had my daughter one day. We had a
intense fellowship,
intense conversation about something. But I made sure to say, I'm not going to say anything that could come back. And I was always respectful. I want to be respectful because that lives on. And I was wise enough to say that lives on.
And all right. So here's some suggestions. It says,
I had a text with another
family member.
No, not a goddaughter. Okay. Mm-hmm. And she was very disrespectful. And
you chose to no longer communicate, but you didn't say that.
She said, I told her, here's what I recommend you do, and this would be the wise and proper and appropriate. She said, I don't care what you say. Don't call me no more. Don't talk to me no more. Okay. All right. Very well. But you know what? I'm sure she didn't mean it. She was angry in that moment, but it lives on. And so I said, okay, then it's the point of, do you apologize? Now, my daughter and I, we worked it out. We had a nice conversation. She apologized. She didn't mean it. But that's like toothpaste, folks. Once it's out, you can't pull it back in. You can apologize. Now, that's what I think.
All right, so how do you use texting?
Everybody should apologize. If you say something and you learn in text that it's offensive or hurt somebody's feeling, be willing to apologize.
How do you apologize?
You call them and apologize with your voice. You call them up. Even if you got to leave a voicemail, I apologize. When I have done that when I've said, something might have been misconstrued. And I said, I apologize. I just want to let you know I apologize. Even if I leave a voicemail, I apologize. Be the bigger person and apologize.
Okay, I want to get to slow down the texting.
Slow it down.
Now, what does that mean? I'm annoyed. Before you press send.
Ooh.
Before you press send.
I heard a great story. Nito Cordovain said this. He said, this woman sent him an ugly email. Just ugly. And cussed at him.
Okay, Nito Cordovain is the president of High Point University.
High Point University.
Well, Willie is, what are you?
I've been named Artist in Residence at High Point University, joining Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple and the co-founder of Netflix. I'm honored to be one of the Artists in Residence at High Point.
So that means you get to talk to Steve.
Well, there you get to, as they say, be an ambassador of residents to help shape the future leaders of America.
Okay.
But Nito is the president, and he gave this great quote. He said, we were there in September for the opening of his arena that was in his name. He said, a lady sent me just terrible, nasty email, and it made me angry. And I sat down and I wrote her an email and I cursed her out right back. I called her every name. She'd called me double. And then I hit delete. He said, I never sent it. I got it out.
It's a great stress relief.
But I never sent it because that's where the discipline comes in. That's where the discipline. You don't have to send it. Once you hit send, it's like jumping off a roof. You can jump off a roof, folks. Everybody in here has the capacity to take a jump off a roof. You can make that choice, but you cannot choose the consequence of that choice. You can choose the action, but you cannot choose the consequence.
So don't send a text.
Don't send it.
You have to get it off your chest. You can write it down.
Or you type it out or something. But do not hit send.
And then send delete, and be careful. Because some people are all thumbs like me. I got long nails at that. So
I wouldn't put it in a text. Because text is hard. You have to back it up and erase it all. It's not just a delete. Where an email is just a delete. Okay. Mm-hmm. Or don't put the person's name in so you can't be sent.
So you could do a text and not put and now put the 2 in there. And
that's right.
And then
that's right.
Because you want to be careful.
Karen said delete bottom. You can delete bottom. Is that it, Terrence?
Delete bottom. Love it.
Let's see. Delete
bottom. I learn something new every day. What?
So
what is that?
I don't know what Terrence, can you delete? If I started hitting something, could I delete it? I don't know how to do that, Terrence. All you can do is go backwards, as far as I can see, unless you got some new kind of fangled phone that I don't know about. Okay. Anyway. All right. So, folks, look, what else, Dee? There's something else you fighting for. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Mm-hmm. Stay calm.
Okay. So the summary tips for fighting and texting. Stay calm. What?
Bradley said, jumping off the roof is not so bad. It's a sudden stop at the end that hurts.
He's a character.
He's a funny man.
Take your time and take a deep breath. So stay calm.
Which is what I told my man when he got angry. After it went sideways, you must get some pattern interrupts.
But sometimes people's personalities are so that they are conditioned that I have got to attack.
I got to attack.
And you did say you have to learn a pattern interrupt, but he hadn't learned it by the time he did that.
No pattern interrupt. What is a pattern interrupt? Take a walk before you say to do anything. Count to 10 before you say to do anything. Take 10 deep breaths before you say to do anything. Take a ride. Do something.
Say, let me respond later.
I'm not able to talk right now. Can't do it right now.
But that requires self-control and discipline to be able to do that.
That takes big discipline.
So, and know when it's time to walk away. That was one of it.
Stay calm. To quit.
Take your time. Know when it's time to quit and to simply say, walk away. But a lot of times people's pride gets in the way, and I have got to have the last word.
Chapter number 6 in the book. Hopefully y'all got the book, and I want to thank Willie Larkin for everybody at his church in Wisconsin. They bought them in great number. Many churches are now buying the book in great number. We want to encourage you to call our office at 202-723-8863, 202-723-8863, and order multiple volume copies. We give you a discount if you do that, which we did for them, and you can get it for your whole church. And we want to thank all the churches as well as community groups and marriage groups that have been getting it. Okay, what we talk about in chapter 6: agree about disagreeing. In every disagreement in marriage, remember that there is one important truth: my spouse is my partner, not my enemy. We will either win together or we will lose together. That's by David Willis. We talk about in great detail getting rules of engagement.
But you have to select your rules of engagement before you're in the middle of argument.
And then how to dial it back. And then we have settle issues before bed, which every single supersized, exceptionally married length of marriage time told us was one of the keys to happily married marriages is don't go to bed mad. Fix it before you go to sleep. The Bible says it better. Do not let your wrath, be seen by the sun going down. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Oh, Terrence's iPhones do not have a disturb button. Must be
so
Android.
What kind of phone does
he must have an Android. You have an Android, Terrence?
Do not disturb your reader.
Oh, do not disturb to read a text. It allows you to read a text, but they'll get a text saying do not disturb. Okay. Well, I don't know, but here's the bottom line. Don't send a text back when you're angry. Don't argue via text. Texting is for short conversations. I'm running late. I'll pick up the coffee.
I love you.
I love you. You beautiful. You know. Brad, yay, Android. Right. Okay. And so I want to say to everybody, please make this part of your routine. No more arguing via text. It's not meant for text. It does not help your relationship, and it does not help.
I think these are like ongoing reminders for communication, because you can do almost everything with your phone.
There's some things.
I was going to say you can do almost everything.
There's some things you can't do with your phone. Ooh, baby, there's some things you can't do with your phone.
Okay.
You turn
a dose of D.
A dose of D. Go ahead.
Just quick.
All right.
Okay, so April is Financial Literacy Month.
Is it?
As well as it's tax time, right?
Oh, it's tax time.
Tax time is, did I read it? Tax day is April 18th.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it at the 15th?
The 15th is actually a holiday in DC.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So.
But I mean, I'm mixing things. But tax day, I read, was
Are you sure
April 18th. I will check. Why don't somebody check for me to see if I'm right? And get your, if you're 50 and older, you should get your second booster. We got ours. We got our second booster.
Second booster done. If you're on my Facebook page, personal Facebook page, you saw I did it. If you're on my Instagram page, you saw I got it, and I talked to the people, and I talked to y'all, Lottie Dottie, and everybody.
He talks to everybody.
All right, so it's Coach Michael Hollowell says you're correct.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and it was at Bradley's church, in fact, where we got our second booster at People's Congregational Church.
Absolutely free.
Free, 13th Street in Washington D.C. If you're in D.C. Over 50, you can get it, right? Yep. So we got our second booster, and we still wear our mask.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So look, now our time is really up. We went at 10 minutes extra because we had. Go to People's Congregation, get it free. That's right.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
Remember, everybody, go to Jolley Marriage, jollymarriage.com. Get the book. Oh, yeah. All right. And everybody have a great Resurrection Sunday. You know, this is our
Friday, but Sundays are coming.
It's Friday.
I love that.
Sundays are coming. Tony Campola. But go to jollymarriage.com. Get the book. Get 2 copies, one for you and one for your significant other. If you want to be part of our kickoff of our seminar, our series, the biggest mistakes the biggest relationship and marriage mistakes that people make, and how to fix it. It's an introductory for this one only is $20. $20. Send us an email. It's going to be on the 19th of April from 7 to 9, Tuesday the 19th. And it's $20 no matter whether you're 2 people, 5 people. Jesus got up. We're going to talk about that real quick. And so info@williejolly.com if you want to be part of that seminar. It's a 2-hour. We're going to do deep talk about it and have a question and answer for those who want to do that. All right. And we say this, Thursday night was the Last Supper. He broke the bread. Friday, they whipped him, they beat him, they crucified him, they put him in the grave, in a borrowed tomb. And on Saturday, he went down to hell and he conquered hell. And on Sunday morning, come on, somebody, he rose with all power in his hand. It's resurrection time. He is risen, as they told me in seminary. He is risen indeed. He is risen. And that is what separates us from everybody else. We serve a risen Savior. Thank you, folks, for having a good Easter and a good Resurrection Sunday. Here's Terrence. He got up. Thank you, Sherry Elliott. Have a great resurrection. Olympia will be celebrating our seminar on your birthday on the 19th. Everybody, info at williejolly.com if you want to be. Only $20 for any and every registration. Okay, we out. God bless you. Jolly out. See y'all. Oh, music out. Let's take our music out. Here we go. You know, don't want to leave without our music. Where's the music?
See my Easter nails.
Oh, didn't see your Easter nails? Show your Easter nails.
Easter nails.
There's her Easter nails. All right, there's my sweetie pie. All right, see y'all.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.